we talk about the sport looking amateur, again, as CG puts it, and certainly that's the case on Sunday when I was at the Mobile Rocket. And this is not Wakefield's fault, of course, that's just the venue, where I was looking forward to another double-header of Women's Super League action, as it was 3 or 4 weeks ago. Although on that occasion I didn't get to the ground. This time I'm there, sat in my place, 11:30, set up my laptop, ready to go. Players are out warming up from both teams, ready to go. Referees, match officials, all there, ready to go. No doctor. And the game was called off at 12:45. Castleford did a training session. Huddersfield went home. York and Warrington had to turn around because their game was cancelled later. To happen once is unfortunate, Phil. To happen twice in a month, it really shouldn't happen. The word I used was disrespectful. I think you could use stronger words: shambolic, disgrace,
scandalous.
Much more. Scandalous is right, and no, no one cares because it's the Women's Super League. It's not the Men's Super League. It's not on telly. But had that been the game on Twitch, say Bradford versus Wakefield on Monday, which was delayed for whatever reason, say that had been postponed when they've gone on air, how does that make the sport look to new people who are discovering the game?
Well, I think, again, you've hit the nail on the head at the beginning when you said, to happen once is unfortunate. You then put procedures in place to make sure it cannot happen again. Conspicuous absence of explanation, and not just that there wasn't a doctor, but why for a second time there wasn't a doctor. Now, clearly, the health service is suffering at the moment with the amount of COVID cases that every day. It could well be that at the very last minute, the person who was intended to be the doctor, for very, very good reasons, couldn't make it. But, having happened once before, what is the contingency and backup plan? Even if at very short notice, the designated person can't make it. Now, again, I think if you're going to call it Super League, which it is, you're gonna sell it to the likes of Twitch. You're going to have the highlights on Sky every week. You're building up to a grand final of which all of these teams technically can still make that grand final. You're devaluing and undermining it by not being able to play those games. There is an issue with Sky almost embarrassingly glossing over in the men's game 24-0 results when they've got to explain what that is and why it is and how it's happened. And people are now a little bit more accepting when they hear the word COVID, that games are postponed. What nobody can understand, if it's an elite division of sport, is games that are awarded because teams couldn't raise the requisite number to play. You're undermining the whole idea of it being elite in that respect. It's the same with the women's game. You'd never want to see either an awarded game or a postponed game because a doctor couldn't be in situ at the time, so the match couldn't go ahead. If you want to make yourself look amateurish, sometimes we go about it the right way. That comes back down as well to governance and investment, because part of the idea of an independent commission is that it allows external investors who won't invest when the system is as it is at the moment, because they need power to go with their money. They need to make decisions as to what the competition is going to look like that they invest in. It's a very fine line between getting the right kind of investment that will bail you out and the same level of investment that will move your sport forward to everybody's liking. But who is going to invest when they say that games couldn't go ahead because a doctor couldn't be found, or that were awarded 24-0 because even though they've got 30-odd man squads, they couldn't raise a team?
And it may well, I won't say may work out well for Castleford in the end, because I'm assuming they would have beaten Huddersfield anyway, but they only had 15 players due to injury. So, again, we've got that situation there. Leeds beat Wigan 28-6, St Helens beat Fev 78-0. Bradford beat Wakefield on Monday on Twitch. But Wakefield scored, which was good.
And got very excited when they did, which is good to see.
I think you can see there that
your friend Liv again, wasn't it?
Yeah, you can tell there's no lack of effort, there's no lack of spirit. The results obviously aren't happening. That's clear to see, but they're still giving it a go, which is good. As we said last week, it's a mismatch of a competition which doesn't really know what it is at the minute. It's interesting now, Leeds having beaten Wigan, and Wigan play York this week, and York beat Warrington last night. I think it's 62 or 64-0. that was York's first game since the cup final because of games being called off for COVID and other reasons. So important game. Leeds take on Huddersfield on Sunday. Saints take on Wakefield. Oh, bloody hell. I think I might hide on Sunday. But Leeds, chances are will go 7 wins from 7 at the top of the table. And because Saints had to forfeit that fixture against York, and I am extrapolating way into the future here, it may mean that Leeds would avoid Saints until the final, which they probably would have done anyway. But it's interesting times the Women's Super League. I just hope they can sort some doctors out. So next time I go to the Rocket, I see some games, or somewhere at least anyway.